Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. It's time for another DiLisio Factor, and after last week's kind of odd technical issues, I'm going to wait. I'm going to give a little bit of time here to make sure that I'm actually live, that my video and my audio is coming through loud and clear. So let's put on the old man specs and we'll look. Got the live chat going, that's a good sign. But, okay, is Mike using the boom mic? So, does that mean it's sounding a little bit echoey and roomy to you, Loopy? Audio and video fine, says James. I've got conflicting reports. Loopy saying boom mic. Well, it is a boom mic. It's always a boom mic in this room. Sounds roomy, so this is what we're going to do. Get ready for this. Are you ready for this? Let's get ready for this. I'm going to assume that now my audio is fantastic, crystal clear, with ultra high-res fidelity. I just made up those words. All right, so I think the roominess is going to be better in a moment. But again, I'm going to wait. We've got nothing but time, folks. Now it is perfect. Look, that's what I'm aiming for. I'm aiming for perfection. All right. Audio is fantastic, Loopy says. All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of the DiLisio Factor. 2 weeks in a row. Can you believe it? 2 weeks in a row? It's a cavalcade of riches. All right, well, today it's a very special episode. They all are, but this one is particularly special because this is going to be a live play of CoraQuest. Yes, CoraQuest, designed by two friends of mine, Dan and Cora Hughes. And this is even more special. Look, special upon special upon special. We're heaping special upon you because not only is it a game that they've designed, but we are playing a scenario that was specifically designed for the Dice Tower as part of our Kickstarter promotion last year, all right? And so we're going to be playing the scenario called the Trouble With Trilbies. And I've already got Dan Hughes. My technical skills are unparalleled. This is very, very true. I will accept that praise in the spirit in which it was intended, which was with utter and complete sarcasm and contempt. All right, so here we go. Let's go to the table. All right, now, a couple of things I want to point out before we get started is that this is a dungeon crawl style game, all right? And you'll always play with 4 characters, all right? And so the characters that I've chosen for this adventure are the Halfling, we've got Sword Girl, we've got Robo Kettle, and we've got Wizard Woman. A very, very strong team. I feel good about this team of adventurers. I feel like they are going to be a good representation of the strength and courage and heroism that I hope to embody in this. All right? Now, these are represented in our dungeon by these awesome double-sided standees. Okay? The only problem here is that when these standees are in their orientation that you would expect, from a top-down camera, it's not great. Okay? So what I'm going to do is, you could lay them down, and that's, you know, a possibility. But I think what's better is that I'm going to use these tokens right here. Okay? These tokens traditionally would go on the cooldown track. But I think for the purposes of today's stream, just so we can better see our heroes, I think for the enemies, I'm going to have to just keep those on standees and we'll make the best of that. But for the purposes of today's stream, I'm going to replace these standees, which are awesome, with these tokens that would normally be tracking what's happening on the cooldown track, and I'll just put my standees on the cooldown track. All right? It works. It's a, you know, an acceptable solution, I think. All right, we're going to do that. Okay, so CoraQuest, as I said, is a dungeon crawl game. It's a cooperative game. We're all going to either win or lose together. And today's scenario, as I said, is called the Trouble with Trilbies. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started by reading the introduction. First of all, there is a specific win condition here. All right, to win this scenario, the heroes have to defeat Bob the Blob. There he is, Big Bob the Blob. This is the promo character. And all 6 mini blobs. Blobs. All right? I got to defeat Bob the Blob and all 6 mini bobs. I will lose if any character is defeated or a mini bob reaches any square on the O card, and you'll see what that means in a moment, okay? Because this dungeon deck right over here has been partially seeded with story cards throughout it, okay? They're randomly kind of placed in there, but they are in a stacked order so that the story can go in a chronological fashion. All right, let me lubricate my vocal cords. Ah, that's a tasty beverage. It's water. There we go. All right, here we go. The Trouble with Trilbies. Now, if you're anything like me, folks, you have never heard of a trilby before. I had never heard of a trilby. Apparently, it's a particular type of hat. A trilby is a hat. Now, can I assume that this is some British term that only the British people would know? I say no. I think that this is my own ignorance. I think a trilby is probably a well-known term, just not for me. Note from designer, Bob the Blob was drawn by Tom's son. So Jimmy drew Bob the Blob, and then the chief coloring in specialist, Gary King, who has taken all of the art in this game. If you're not familiar with CoraQuest, first of all, hopefully you will become familiar with it. But this was all art drawn by children. Dan's daughter, Cora, who he co-designed with, did some of the drawings, but he also got drawings from children all over the world that sent them in. And then like I said, Gary King, who is the artist for the game, took that art, spruced it up a bit, kind of made it fit within the world here, and gave it a little spruced up coat of paint. And here you have it, which is a very, very unique way to do art. All right, so here we go. The Trouble with Trilbies. You get a message that Creaky Mike, the elderly gnome shop assistant at Big Tom's Hat Emporium, wants to talk to you. Now look, Creaky Mike, elderly gnome shop. All right, I'm gonna just go with the story. Adventurers, Creaky Mike says, looking very pleased to see you. Thank goodness you've come. Last night, the Hat Emporium was broken into and 5 of our fanciest hats were stolen, he tells you. It couldn't have come at a worse time. Big Tom, the owner of the shop, is just about to put together his list of the top 10 best hats of all time. With these stolen hats missing, the entire list will be meaningless and arbitrary, he says, sadly shaking his head. You ask if there are any clues. There was green goo all over the place when I came in this morning, he tells you, and a trail of slime leading from the shop's doorway and going all the way into the dungeon. You thank him and head off to the dungeon entrance to investigate. All right. The story has been set. The hats have been stolen. How will Big Tom ever complete his top 10 best hats of all time list? Well, it's up to our intrepid adventurers to find out. All right, so the way the game works is that there is 3 phases. The hero phase, the enemy phase, you can kind of see this off to the side here. Let me move these a little bit more so you can see them. You've got the hero phase, you've got the enemy phase, and then you've got the countdown phase. So all 4 heroes are going to be able to take up to 2 full actions and as many free actions as they like on their turn. The full actions are moving, searching, swapping, reviving, and attacking, okay? And I won't go into a lot of detail about that, but I'll talk about them as we do them. The free actions are revealing, which are basically bringing out new dungeon tiles, and using items. Sometimes items will count as an action. When they do, they will specify that, all right? And then the enemy phase is going to happen, where each enemy, there are none right now, but there will be soon, you can count on that, are going to take 2 actions. If they're already within range and line of sight of a hero, they will attack, and they can do that twice. And if they're not within range, they will move to try to get within range, and then they will attack. If they move the first time, they're still not in range, they'll move again, all right? And then there is a countdown phase, which will be, I'll explain it as we go on. I don't want to front load you with too many rules. I think it's a game that you will get a pretty good sense on as we get moving. All right, so our heroes can go in any order that they like, all right? I'm not bound by a turn order here. I just will kind of tap my cards so that I can remember which heroes have gone so far. All right, each hero has particular stats on their card that tell them what their movement and their health is. The health is being tracked on these lovely little dials, all right? And the movement is right here on the boot. So the fastest of my heroes is the halfling, can move up to 5. The slowest is my robo-kettle. You know, a little, maybe needs to get a little bit of oil to grease the legs there. All right. So from a movement of 3 up to a movement of 5, Sword Girl and Wizard Woman both have a good mid-range movement of 4 each. So I want to start exploring the dungeon. There's a couple of reasons why, because that's going to be propelling the story forward. I can't find the hats if I stand in the entrance. But also, if you do not explore the dungeon, this little token here is going to trigger a threat moving down. If you don't explore through one whole hero turn, this threat token moves down. And if the threat token ever comes off, then these nasty spiders are going to start spawning all over the dungeon. And I don't want that, all right? So it's important that I explore this dungeon, all right? All right. Oh, that's a good idea. Dan is saying that he's started just putting the dials on top of the cards to show that they've gone. I'll do that, Dan. I'll do that. Okay. Here we go. I think I'm going to start with my halfling first because, again, a movement of 5 is a good movement. And depending upon what tile comes about, you know, we'll see how much more he wants to move, because the free actions can interrupt full actions, all right? So I could reveal and continue to move. All right, so halfling, first thing he's going to do is going to reveal, all right? So we'll take the top card of the dungeon. Here we go. It's chock full of enemies, not thrilled. So I could place this here. I could place this here because my halfling is right here. Let's go ahead. Do I want to have someone right next to Wizard Woman? I might, because Wizard Woman might want to attack. But I also have these other 2 right here. You've got Robo Kettle that could attack, and you've got the Sword Girl here. So I'm going to put it right here, okay? So now I've got these enemies that I'm going to populate. This shows that this is a gremlin. So let's bring out our first enemy here. I'll go ahead and lay it down. I'll lay it down because you can see it there. All right. And then we've got 2 orcs. Oh my gosh, those are terrible. Orcs are terrible. They're mean. They're nasty. They're vicious. And they've got 3 health. So this is not ideal to come out with 2 orcs in our first explore action. All right. So a couple of things. I went ahead and I took this torch token, put it in front of the halfling to remind myself that I'm not going to have to move that threat marker down, okay? All right. Now, the halfling still has 5 movement, and he's got this catapult, which has a range of 4. So, do I want to move is the question. I think the answer is yes, because I want to allow Wizard Woman to be able to move up and get in on this attack. So I'll go ahead and move right here. I'm going to move the halfling right there. I know that he's in danger because he's right next to the gremlin, who will attack if the gremlin is still there during the enemy phase. But that's all right. So I think I might, yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and try to take out this gremlin, which only has a single health, for my second full action, because my first full action is to move. I moved right there, and now I'm going to attack this gremlin. I'm going to use my catapult. I don't need the range. The way it works is that I'm going to roll one red die as it shows on my hero card, and then I add whatever die comes from the weapon, which is a white die. So I'm rolling a red and a white die. These splats here, I think they're called splats, Dan will correct me if I'm wrong, are hits. I only need a single hit to take out this gremlin, all right? So here we go. Let's hope for the best here. Hey, look at that. I'm rolling just the way you would expect. I didn't hit him. I'm terrible. However, I'm not terrible. I'm determined. So one really cool mechanic in CoraQuest is that if you roll 0 successes, at that point, you flip your hero card over and now you're determined, which means that you're going to roll an extra die on your follow-up turn. That will stay until you get a success. Once you get a success, you move it back to its regular size. So the halfling has taken their 2 full actions. I'll go ahead and put the dial on there to denote that they've already gone. That gremlin is still around, still alive and kicking. All right. I believe what we're going to do now is we're going to have Robo-Kettle with his Morning Star go next and try to take 2 whacks at that orc because it needs to do 3 damage to knock him out. So we're rolling red and white for the Robo-Kettle. Now, the other thing I need to think about is that here's what we're going to do. We're not going to do the Robo-Kettle. All right, we're not going to do the Robo-Kettle. We're going to activate Sword Girl instead, okay? Sword Girl has a fantastic ability, a special ability here, that says you and or one other adjacent hero become determined. You think? Yes, please. All right, so Sword Girl is going to go ahead and place, again, normally this would be this little token that goes there, but I'm going to place it on this cooldown tracker, which means that this token is going to have to come down. It's going to take 2 more turns, basically, before she can use that ability again. All right? So, power, flip, and flip Robo-Kettle. Robo-Kettle is adjacent. Robo-Kettle is now also determined, and they have not even taken their action yet. So, they've done that. It was not an action, if I am reading it correctly. That did not count as an action, right? Dan will tell me if I'm wrong. All right. And then she's going to... Do I want her to move and attack? Probably. I'll probably move right here and attack this orc. All right. So I'll get 1 attack, but I'm rolling now 3 dice. A red and 2 white. Okay. Yeah, Ruth is right. Using the countdown tokens for top-down camera view is excellent, but it makes the enemies look even bigger and scarier. That's true. And they are big and scary. All right. Hopefully Dan will tell me if I'm correct here that it wasn't an action to do that special ability for Sword Girl. I don't think it was. All right, so here we go. We're going for this orc. What are the chances I can get 3 hits here? Not at all. I got 1 hit. All right, so we'll go ahead and place a damage token there. It's not looking great for our heroes right away. Okay, but she did get 1 success, so her determined status is now reversed and she's back to her regular status. I go ahead and put my dial there. Wizard Woman can move 4. Yeah. Okay, that's... Okay. Special abilities are not actions. List of cards says otherwise. Perfect. The other thing I'm going to ask you, Dan, preemptively, although I can look it in the rules, but I've got you right. Well, I'll look in the rules. I just want to know about line of sight. Okay. So Robo-Kettle will go next. They haven't taken any action, so they're going to do their first attack, which is going to be a red and 2 whites. They're going to be targeting this orc right here. 1 hit. I'm not doing great. But that was only my first attack. This goes back down. And now I've got my second action, which is going to be another attack on this orc. How many hits and misses are on these dice? So with the white die, we've got 2 out of 6, or 1 out of 3, and then 50-50 on the red die. Okay? Good question. All right, second attack for this orc. Wow. Back to determined. All right. Look, I'm rolling just as you would expect me to roll, folks. This is how I do. This is how I roll. Terribly. All right. So, we've got 1 hit on this orc. 1 hit on this orc. 0 hits on this gremlin. All right. Now it's time for Wizard Woman to act. She's got her wand. If she targets this... All right, I'm going to double check my line of sight here. This is what I see. I want to see if this orc right now is in line of sight for my Wizard Woman. All right, so it's an imaginary straight line from any corner of the square the attacker is standing on to any corner of the square the target is standing on without anything blocking. So if we go from here to here, nothing is blocking. So I've got line of sight to this orc. So I think what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to attack with Wizard Woman and her wand. If I'm able to damage this orc, I'm going to do her special ability, which is, after damaging a target, do the same amount of damage to one enemy adjacent to that target. These enemies, I believe, are adjacent. Huh? Huh? Dan? Dan? Are these 2 enemies adjacent? If they're diagonal, I think they are. I think diagonal is considered adjacent in this game. Pretty show. Dan will tell me. All right. Here we go. Wizard Woman, first action, rolling a red and white, zapping her wand at that orc. Here we go. Come on. Come on. Ha ha ha. Ha ha. Okay, that's fantastic. We're doing it again. Doing it again. Wow. Wow. Oh yeah, this is a good point. Ruth, keep rolling that way in the enemy phase, Mike. Let me explain something to you. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. The enemies are going to roll spectacularly. Here we go. We're rolling. Determined. We're determined. Here we go. There we go. Now we're talking. Okay, so after damaging a target, do the same amount of damage to one enemy adjacent to that target. So if I am reading this correctly, we're going to put Wizard Woman's here. She is no longer determined because she did 2 damage to both of these orcs, which means they are both knocked off the board. Yes! Look at that. All right. Dan will tell me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll end up putting this orc back here. But I think those 2 would be considered adjacent. All right. Okay. Dan, am I wrong? Am I right? Am I wrong? Are they adjacent? I kind of want to hold off and make sure that they're adjacent first, but we'll see. Okay. Wizard Woman for the win. Okay, that means I did good. All right, fantastic. All right, so look, it looked dire for a moment. Not to worry. Okay, so enemy phase, because we've done all of our attacks, or all of our actions, I should say, most of which were attacks. And now we're going to go to the enemy phase. Each enemy takes 2 actions. This gremlin is just going to hit me twice. Going to try to hit that poor halfling twice because it's already in range, right? So it's going to roll 1 red die as it shows on the card here. Now the halfling has a great ability to choose not to take any damage from an attack, but I don't think I'm going to save that I'll save that for later. All right. So here's the first attack for the gremlin. Watch, Ruth, watch. Yeah, they hit. See? Every time. Okay. So halfling is knocked down to 5. And then our second roll, our second attack, And they did it again. You see what I'm saying? Enemies. 4 damage. My goodness gracious. Okay, that was the enemy phase. Refresh all heroes. Take these dials off. Move hero tokens 1 level down on the countdown track, so these move down here. If the Explore marker is still on the dungeon deck, which it is not, the threat token would move down. Okay, so this token goes back here. Whoo! The dice are chunky. My hands are very normal, what you would expect hands. All right. The dice are nice and chunky. Okay, we're back at the hero phase. Okay. So, Halfling has taken a little bit of damage. 4 damage. That's not great. So maybe we'll use one of our other heroes to explore a bit. So let's have Sword Girl go and do some stuff. Sword Girl's got a movement of 4. I think I kind of want to start exploring this way. Let's do that. We're going to go 1, 2. We're going to explore. Or reveal. Sorry, let's use the correct terminology. Ooh. That was 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Sword Girl's turn. Actually, I moved the wrong person. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? I think I did that right. She was here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. Okay. So, Sword Girl has moved all that she can move. Now, she can take another move action. Maybe she should just try to hit that. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just try to hit the gremlin for her second action, right? Because she just has moved. That's the only thing that she's done. So, let's try to take out that gremlin right there. Here we go. We're rolling a red. We're rolling a white for the broadsword. All we need is 1. And we got it. Dun, da, 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 da. Goodbye, gremlin. All right. There's the 2 actions for Sword Girl. Perfect. All right. Maybe. Do we want to come this way? Yeah, let's have Wizard Woman explore first. Okay, or reveal. I keep saying explore. Let's reveal. And we're going to be doing Wizard Woman here. Boom. Oh, ho, ho! Looky here. Looky right here. We got some treasure. Okay. So, first action, move. Whoop. Second action, search. We are going to search this treasure and see what riches are to be found. Here we go. We ready for this? Bam. Ooh, we got a flail. Look at that. Nice. A flail is good because it rolls a red die, which is a more powerful die, and it has a range of 2. So depending upon where Wizard Woman is, she might choose to use the flail, she might choose to use the wand. All right? That's fantastic. I love it. I love it. Yes, diagonal movement is fine. All right, so that is Wizard Woman's actions. Now let's go with RoboKettle can only move 3. I feel like we need to keep exploring. Must explore. Must reveal. Gosh, you don't want to break up the party. How many times do you hear, don't break up the party? I'm not going to break up the party. 1, 2, 3. Let's do that. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Yeah. Okay. First action is moving 3. 1, 2, 3. Do I take the risk and have RoboKettle reveal out here too? Do we do it, folks? Do we do it? No risk, no reward. 1, reveal. Oh, this is our first story card. That was 1. He still has 2 movement left. Let's remember that RoboKettle still has 2 movement left. And that was their second move, right? Yeah. Okay, here we go. This stinky slime pit is even more stinky and slimy than usual. Big bubbles of grotty goo are coming to the surface and popping with loud razzing raspberry sounds. You look over the edge of the pit to see what might be making it so unsettled. You can see that sunk at the bottom is a whole bunch of hats swirling around in the gloopy grunge. You recognize them as all belonging to people who live in Huddersfield. There's Tim Burr's lumberjack hat, Rowena Boat's sailor cap, and Joy Ryder's motorcycle helmet. Fortunately, it looks like none of the missing hats from Big Tom's Hat Emporium are in the yucky ooze, because there's no way you'd be able to get them out safely if they were. Here we go. Now we've got something we have to do. The hero who revealed card O, even if they're not standing on it, which they're not, rolls 1 red dice. If they roll a success, nothing happens. If they don't roll a success, they take 1 damage as the smell from the stinky slime pit makes them feel sick. Heroes can only stand on the 3 bridge squares on card O. Enemies can stand on any square of card O. All right, here we go. Let's roll to see if RoboKettle gets damaged from the stinky smell. That was not a success. You'll have to, I'll be truthful here. So RoboKettle's going to take a smell damage. And now they've got 2 more movement. So we'll go here. And that was their second action, I believe. I believe that was their second action. Because they moved twice. Okay. All right, so now the only one left to go is the halfling. And I think halfling, boy, what's halfling going to do? I kind of feel like, again, we kind of need to keep together a little bit. So halfling might just move here, and then enemy phase won't do anything at this point. Yeah, let's do that. Halfling's going to go 1, 2, 3, not take a second action. Okay. Then we go there. All right. So, enemy phase, there are no enemies right now. Countdown phase, we refresh our heroes. Boom, 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 and boom. Okay. Move the hero tokens down 1 level. So now these come off and the special abilities are now available for everybody again. All right. This token goes right back here. Whew. Here we go. It's getting real, folks. It's getting real. Okay. I may end up having to shift stuff off camera a little bit. Let's actually do that right now. Let's move these down a little bit. And move these this way, because it looks like we're kind of heading in this direction more than anything else. I want to give myself the space. All right. So I think what we're going to do is this. First thing we're going to do is we're going to have RoboKettle go first so that they can search. All right. So RoboKettle is going to search. I'm going to remove that. What did RoboKettle find? Oh, I keep trying to get dramatic and I end up knocking stuff. Potion of healing. Woo, heal up to 4 damage. So this is nice because right now he could swap this with the halfling, give the halfling the potion of healing, who needs it more than he does. But I think instead, that was their first action. What they may do is just move over here because we need to have room to get stuff going. And he could always give it to him later. Okay, so first action was to search. Now we're going to move, and he's got a movement of 3. 1, 2 will reveal. Oh boy, it's another story card. And he's got 1 more movement. Okay, so let's read this first. You see a big rock monster sitting on a pile of sacks and looking very gloomy. You get your weapon ready in case they start to attack, but they just sit there. It looks like this monster isn't in the mood for fighting today. You ask what's wrong. I made myself a lovely new hat from an empty packet of cornflakes, and a banana peel that I found in the rubbish bin, the rock monster tells you. I was going to wear the hat to my cousin's wedding next week, but I woke up this morning and it was gone. I bet Bob the Blob took it, the monster says sulkily. He's always pinching people's stuff, especially hats. Looks like you need to find this Bob the Blob and ask him a few questions. Yeah, you better believe it. All right, so one more movement for RoboKettle goes right there. Okay, doesn't look like there's any enemies here. RoboKettle took their 2 actions. They searched, then they moved, and they did a reveal. All right. James, I kind of doubt that that's a coincidence, that there's a rock monster in the game. Everybody knows my history with rock monsters. Well, not everybody knows. Some people know. If they saw my playthrough of Jaws of the Lion with Tom. All right. So RoboKettle has done their thing. Let's get Halfling into the mix. I think what Halfling's going to do is move next to RoboKettle to try to get to swap, to get that item from RoboKettle. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, and they'll still be adjacent. Yeah, we're going to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now for their second action, they're going to swap and take this potion of healing from RoboKettle, because I think it's much more likely at 4 health. I don't want to use it now. I'd like to use it where I can get the full benefit, because they can't go above the starting health of 6. So, yeah. So I'm going to do that. So Halfling has taken their 2 actions. They've moved. They've swapped. Let's bring Sword Girl in for movement. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Now the question is, do I have her reveal? The danger there is that if she reveals and it's an enemy card, which is very likely, we've gotten kind of lucky here without having some enemy cards, it's almost for sure, then they're going to just attack and we're not going to be able to have, initiative on them. So I think she's just going to stop there. I think that's going to be, prudence. Let's be prudent. All right. And then Wizard Woman is going to move twice. So she's got 4 movement. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wizard Woman is right there, ready to get into the mix, ready to rock and roll. All right. Hi, Cora! Everyone say hi to Cora. Co-designer of CoraQuest and the namesake, of course, for CoraQuest. All right, there we go. Those were the hero phases. The enemy phase, again, thankfully, this is kind of the calm before the storm, folks. Enemy phase is not going to happen. Countdown phase, we move these down. Or I'll just move them off to the side. I like this idea, Dan. I like the idea of putting the shields on their card to show that they've taken their action. This moves down, although it's not going to be there long. There's nothing else to move with the countdown tracker. All right, here we go. All right. Okay, here we go. Who do we want to go first? I believe Halfling has a ranged weapon. So I think I might start with Halfling. Okay, let's do that. And Halfling is also determined, which is nice, as is RoboKettle. Okay, so the first thing Halfling is going to do is they are going to reveal, which is a free action. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, look at this. Enemies aplenty. I can orient this a couple of different ways. These are all goblins, which have a strength of 2. Okay. I think this is going to be the orientation that I want to set it up. So let's get these goblins out here. We haven't seen any of these goblins yet. Here they are. They all have a health of 2 and a movement of 3. Oh, and there's also a treasure. I don't want to forget the treasure. Right there. Goblin here, goblin there, goblin everywhere. Okay, so the reveal is a free action. We're going to target this goblin right here with our first attack. All right, so action number 1 is our determined halfling is going to use their catapult, and they're going to be rolling 1 red and 2 white. Okay, first action. We need 2 damage. Looky there, folks. Looky there. That's fantastic. We're going to do it again. Same one. Look, you're also learning mathematical probabilities. I'm rolling statistically, nearly impossibly, poorly. Here we go. We're doing it again. There's 2. Thank goodness. So he's no longer determined. We did defeat this goblin. All right. And the halfling is finished. Okay. Next up, do we want to have... Yeah, let's have... Sword Girl has a broadsword, which is a melee weapon. So Sword Girl is going to move here. For their first action, they're going to move 1. Let's actually move Sword Girl here for 2. Still can attack them with their broadsword. I could have made... Robokittle's already... If she was here, I could have also made Wizard Woman determined, but I'm going to save that. I'm going to save that. Cora says you are rubbish, Mike. Look, that doesn't sound like... This doesn't sound like Cora. This sounds like one Dan Hughes. Shocking! Shocking that you would attribute such vitriol to your poor innocent daughter when clearly it's coming from your gaping maw. All right. Dice love Mike. That's true, Amanda. All right. So first action was to move. Second action is the Sword Girl is going to take her trusty broadsword and going to do that 2 damage in one fell swoop. You watch. You watch. Look at that. Woo! Beep, 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 beep. There we go. Goodbye. All right. Now, I would have loved to have had another action to go ahead and search, but nah, not going to do that. Sword Girl has taken her 2 actions. That's fantastic. Robokettle does not have a ranged weapon, unfortunately. So 1, oh, but can still get there. Yeah, let's do that. 1, 2, 3. First action was to move. And now we're going to go after this goblin right here. We're determined, so we're rolling these 3 dice, the red and the 2 white. And we need 2 damage. We got 2 damage! Bang, 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 bang. Goodbye. All right. Now, everything's coming up DiLisio, baby. Robokettle. All right. So now we're looking golden. I think what's going to happen is Wizard Woman might go over and search. She could. Again, I don't think I want her to... reveal, because then we would lose our initiative again against any enemies that came up. So what Wizard Woman is going to do is go 1, she's got 4 movement, 2, 3, and then for their second action is going to search. Hopefully it's not a trap. It is a Ring of Speed. Ooh. Your movement increases by 1. Very exciting. All right, so Wizard Woman now has a 5 movement. Look at that. Ring of Speed. Or do you have to use that? I think you have to use that. Oh, it's a free action. Yeah, free action. Bang, ba, bang, bang, bang. All right. Ha ha. Yes. Look, all those bad rolls in the beginning was just me building up tension, right? I want to build up the tension. You need to feel the danger, the potential danger. If I just rolled like a boss right at the beginning, you know, it's not going to have that rising tension that you look for in a dungeon crawl. Okay, enemy phase is not happening because I straight wrecked them. All right, wrecked them. The countdown phase is not going to need to be moving any tokens. We will move our shields to show that we have now not taken any actions. This token goes back to the top, although we will be revealing very soon, probably first action. Let's do it. Let's just reveal. Let's have RoboKettle come right out, and start revealing, okay? Because if we don't reveal, we're not going to be able to get where we want to get. We're getting some good stuff here. Dan is saying that the Ring of Speed was drawn by Dice Tower contributor Gil Mello's daughter. And I saw earlier that RoboKettle, I believe, was drawn by board game artist Ian O'Toole's daughter, I think, or child. I don't remember exactly, but there you go. All right, RoboKettle's going first. RoboKettle is going to reveal. Here we go. Oh, ho, ho. Do I want to go this? Let's go. I kind of want to have. Do I want this? Trying to think of the layout of enemies for everyone. Let's do this. Let's do this. So we've got a treasure there. We've got a couple of gremlins. Look, gremlins. Nah, gremlins aren't they're lovely. Never underestimate a gremlin. All right. So now we got actions. Now, right now, RoboKettle is adjacent to this gremlin. Do I waste this? Because I'm almost thinking of exploring more on this turn. Almost thinking of exploring more. I don't know that I want to use my determined on a gremlin. So let's do this. The reveal was a free action. We're going to move for one. This might be a horrible. Gosh, I've been playing it so conservatively here. And part of me is like, just go and explore again. But what if there's like 3 orcs? And then I got 3 orcs, and then suddenly the gremlins aren't. You know what? I'm going to continue. Oh, I'm going to play conservatively. I really want to keep exploring. I'll put it to you this way. If, with my first 2 characters, I can knock out both gremlins, then I'll explore. If I can't, then I won't. All right. First thing we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and probably look at me, getting confident, thinking that there's no chance I won't get 1 hit on 3 dice. We've already seen that I can do that. Here we go. First attack against this gremlin. That's a fail, folks. On 3 dice, I need 1 hit. Cora, you're right. I'm rubbish. All right. Second attack. Second action. Another one. 3. Look at it. Talk about feast or famine. All right. You're gone. RoboKettle is no longer determined, but he is done. Outrageous. All right. Let's have Sword Girl is still on a melee weapon. We can probably. Do I need to move Sword Girl to be able to use her? Oh no, that's Wizard Woman, not Sword Girl. She's got 3, which is she's in range of her wand, but I kind of would rather. I think I want to move Wizard Woman here and use the flail. Yeah, let's do that. We're going to move Wizard Woman here. It's got a range of 2 on her flail, but that would be both her actions. Yeah, I think we might do it. We're going to do it, just because I want to use the flail, all right? So she's rolling 2 red dice and going to try to take out that gremlin with the flail. Here we go. Let's go. Yeah. All right, determined. That was her 2 actions. She moved. She unsuccessfully flailed. Actually, I think she did successfully flailed about. All right. So we're probably not going to explore again. I think instead what we're going to do is we're going to move Sword Girl in. She's going to use her broadsword. Sword Girl has been the beast in this scenario. She's been just fantastic. So let's see if she can keep it up. She's got a movement of 4. 1, 2, 3. Actually, yeah, 3. She's going to use her broadsword. Okay. I don't think I'm going to use her special power, although it might not be a bad idea to have her and RoboKettle both determined for the next round. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. I mean, they've got these powers for a reason. So Sword Girl is going to go ahead and use her power, although if I use it now, I won't use it now. I won't use it yet. I may use it afterwards. Okay, so she moved. Second action is going to be to attack the gremlin. All right, so she's rolling a red and a white. All right, see, so that was that both the attacks? Was that both? Yeah, because she moved and attacked, right? Yeah. Okay, now Halfling has their catapult, which has a range of 4. So they're in range, but I don't know if Halfling has line of sight. Here to there. I think they do, yeah. Oh, no, because it goes through. I don't think you can draw line of sight through a hero. Double check, but I don't think you can draw line of sight through a hero without anything blocking the line. Yeah, so I can't, I don't have line of sight because Sword Girl is in the way. All right. Do I worry about that gremlin? Do I let that gremlin just attack? But they would attack twice. Sword Girl is at full health. Part of me is wondering if I just move down here and search and get ready for the next. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to let the, well, no, I'm going to try to just take this gremlin out. Let's go. 1, 2. We're going to use the catapult to try to take out that gremlin. Come on now. There you go. That's all we needed was 1. Gremlin is donezo. All right. Well, this was not my finest hour. Did I have line of sight from the top corner? Oh, maybe I would have had line of sight, but that's okay. It's fine. It's not a big deal. Okay. So enemy phase is not going to happen because we did take out enemies, although it took much longer than I expected it to. And now we've got the cooldown phase, or countdown phase, sorry. This goes here, this goes here, this goes here, this goes here. And now we are, this goes back here. We are ready for a new round. So, I'm thinking what I might do, I'm thinking I might start with Sword Girl so that I can have Sword Girl enact their special power, make she and RoboKettle both determined so that we can start going down here and get ready for some nasties that I'm sure are about to appear. So let's scoot up a little bit here. They're still in frame, but I think, again, just kind of keeping things where we want them to be. All right, here we go. So Sword Girl's going to go first. First thing they're going to do is they're going to activate their special ability. They're going to become determined. Actually, she was determined already. But I can make... Is it worth it? Yeah, let's do it. Let's just go ahead and make RoboKettle determined as well. Again, use these abilities if you got them. All right. She's got a movement of 4. Going to go 1, 2, reveal. Oh, interesting. Got a couple of orcs and a treasure. Okay, let's get those orcs out there, unfortunately. All right. She'll move 1 more. And then for her second action, she's going to try to do some damage here. All right. Yeah, oh man. Yeah. Okay. And then what I'll do is I'll have probably Wizard Woman go next because I'd like her to be able to use her special power if she can. Okay. All right. So she's going to attack. Sword Girl is going to attack, let's say, this orc, which takes 3 damage. All right. So we're rolling a red and 2 whites. Here we go. 2 damage. That's not bad. She's no longer determined. And her turn is done, but we have 2 hits on this orc. Okay, now we're going to have Wizard Woman, who is going to use her flail on this orc. Okay, which is going to be 2 red and a white. And then if she's able to do that damage, I'll use her special ability to go ahead and take out that one as well. Okay, so this is her first action, is to attack. We're going to attack this orc because she should have line of sight from here to there without anything in the way, and that's within range, right? 1, 2, yes. Here we go. Oh my goodness. Wow! On 2 red dice, two misses. We're going to attack again. There we go. 3. We're going to use her special ability, and that's going to take out both of them. Whoa. Okay. Thank goodness that she flailed better the second time. Okay, so that was both of her actions, but she could still explore, and I think that we'll go ahead and do that. Right? Because that's free. All right. So Wizard Woman is going to explore right here. Okay. We've got some more orcs. Let's put them right back out there. Orky McOrkerson. All right, and now we've still got a couple here to move. We got, or to act. We've got the halfling with their catapult, and we've got, who else? Robo-Kettle with their Morning Star. Okay, the Morning Star is a, yeah. Okay, I think I want the Robo-Kettle to kind of be the tank, so to kind of soak up the damage here. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3. They moved their 3. And now, that was their first action. Second action is this determined Robo-Kettle is going to try to attack this orc right here. So they're rolling 2 white and a red. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Here we go. Here we go. And we rolled 2 hits. It's no longer determined, but that was both of their actions. So 2 hits on this orc here. And so maybe we see if we can get the halfling to come in and take this one out, and then we'd only have 1 that we're dealing with. Halfling has a movement of 5, so no problem there. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we'll do that. And then go after this one. Yeah, okay. So we're rolling a red and a white. We need to do 1 damage. Come on, come on, come on, come on. We did. Fantastic. Okay, this orc is bye-bye. We still have 1 orc left. Okay, so now that was all of the hero actions, correct? Because that was both the halflings' actions. All right. And now we've got the enemy phase. This orc, unfortunately, like, look, maybe I shouldn't have given the potion of healing to the halfling, but we'll find out. This orc is going to attack twice, and it's rolling 2 red dice both times. So here, there's a potential 4 damage going to Robo-Kettle right here. All right. Not terrific. Here we go. First attack from the orc to the Robo Kettle. 1 damage, down to 8. Second attack. 1 damage. Okay, it could have been worse. I'll take the 2 damage, much better than 4 damage. Okay, so that was the enemy phase. All right, now we've got the countdown phase. Refresh heroes. Boom, 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 boom. Move hero tokens 1 down. We did not, we did explore, reveal. All right, so we're good. And now we're back at it. Wizard Woman is determined. I've got all of this treasure here too. That's not. I mean, I could have honestly Sword Girl explore or search twice. I don't know if that's a bad idea. I don't know if that's a bad idea. Okay, let's try this first. Let's have Robo Kettle activate and try to take this orc out first. Let's do that. Okay, so Robo Kettle's gonna go first. They're gonna attack this orc. They're rolling a red and a white with their Morning Star. They did 1 damage. They're going to attack 1 more time. 1 more damage. So they didn't get determined, but they did do 2. Okay, so that's Robo Kettle. I am going to need to explore the dungeon here. Let's have, from here to there, they've got line of sight. So let's have the halfling use their catapult and attack this orc. We only need to do 1 damage, which they did. So this orc is gone. So that was the first action for the halfling. Now I have a second action. Maybe they should move and explore because we still have two of our heroes to activate as of yet. So we'll go this way. So their movement now is 1. We explore. Okay, we do have some more. We do have some more baddies here. Let's go like this. Okay, we've got an orc. Is that right? No, that's a gremlin. We have an orc here. Orc here and a gremlin. Or no, a goblin. Sorry, not a gremlin, a goblin. This is the goblin. The goblin goes here. The orc goes here. Okay. They've still got movement if they want it. Let's move this way. Do I want them to move? Yeah, because I want to clear out line of sight. 1, 2. Okay. So, halfling is done. Now, unfortunately, Wizard Woman is out of range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they need to move to get into range. All right, but they've got so much movement. So I think what we're going to do, okay, we're going to move first for Wizard Woman. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's got 5. Yeah, she has 5 because of her Ring of Speed. She will use her flail on this orc, which does 3, needs 3 damage. Okay, so she's determined. She's rolling 2 red and a white. Here we go. Here we go. Come on. Use that flail. Use that flail. Got 1 hit. Man, only 1. Means she's no longer determined. Okay, Sword Girl, it's up to you, as it seems like it's always. 4 movement. Yeah, we're going to do this. I'm going to move this like this so you can see. Sword Girl's not afraid to go into the breach. 1, 2, 3, 4 for her movement. And then she's going to attack right here with her broadsword. She needs 2 more damage to take out this orc. Here we go. Oh, so close. Sword Girl's been a beast. All right. And then Sword Girl is done. So we're going to... This could get a little ugly here. Yes, everyone has activated. Okay, so now we're in the enemy phase. And I get to choose which enemy goes first. So this one is going to be attacking twice, and so is this one. Oh my goodness, that's awful. So this goblin, right? Oh, this goblin's right here. This goblin is going to be attacking Wizard Woman. And they're going to be rolling twice because they're attacking twice. Oh, actually, they can do 1 and 1. But yeah, let's do that. Okay, first one they're going to attack is going to be Wizard Woman. There you go, 2 hits. See, I roll great for the enemies. So that's 2 hits on Wizard Woman. That was their first attack. Now they're going to attack the halfling. Oy. No hits. Okay, because I was going to use the potion of healing if I needed to. Now we've got this orc who unfortunately is going to be hitting Sword Girl twice, and they're rolling 2 red dice. This is awful. All right, first attack on Sword Girl is only 1 hit. I can take that. Second attack on Sword Girl. 2 hits. That sucks. Okay, so we're down to 5. Okay, could have been worse, but not much. All right, countdown phase. Heroes refreshed. The tokens go back to the top. All right. Oof. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Back to me. We got to take care of these enemies. We've got to explore. We definitely need to explore. So, first thing we're going to do. Sword Girl's going to try to get revenge on this orc. We're going to attack. So she's got her broadsword. She just needs 1 damage, which she got. This orc is defeated. That was her first action. Second action is we are going to explore here. Actually, this should have gone here, but now it's going to go back to Sword Girl. We're going to explore here, which is another bit of nastiness. We've got a orc. We've got 2 gremlins. Okay. So her first action was to attack here. Second action is going to be to attack right here. Okay, so she's rolling a red and a white against this orc. And she is determined. Okay. Oh boy, I was really hoping to be able to do some more exploring, but I don't know that I'm going to have that. I don't know that I'm going to have that luxury. Let's have Wizard Woman go next. Use her flail on this goblin, right? Yeah. Use her flail on the goblin, which is going to be 2 reds. First action, attack. Golly. All right, we're going to try it again. So 2 red and a white. We're going to attack there. 1 damage. My goodness, now I'm rolling terribly again. It's just been back and forth with my terrible rolls. Oof. Okay. Now, let's have Robo Kettle come in. They've got a movement of 3. 1, 2. They're going to attack this orc here for Morningstar. They're determined. Wow! It's terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. All right, so that was a move and an attack. That was both. My only hope now is the halfling, who will probably just use their catapult against this gremlin here, because I can't just, or goblin, I can't just keep, these are all going to just wreck. All right, so we're going to use the catapult. We're going to do a red and a white. We need one more damage, right? Yep. Which we got. So they're gone at least. Whoa. Whoa, that was brutal. Okay. So now we've got the enemy phase where they're going to take 2 actions. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to have this orc activate. They are going to go after RoboKettle first. The first attack is going to be against RoboKettle. And so they're rolling 2 red dice. They did not hit. That's fantastic. Second action, they're going to attack RoboKettle again. They did not hit. Woo! All right, good. Good, good. That was huge. Now the gremlins have ranged attack, unfortunately. So they're going to attack as well. So this gremlin is going to be rolling 1 red, and they're going after RoboKettle. That's a hit. So it's down to 6. And they're going to attack again. And they hit again, down to 5. Okay. Now this gremlin, do they have line of sight? They do. They have line of sight to Sword Girl, unfortunately. So they're going to be attacking Sword Girl, which is a hit. It's to 4. Oof. 1 more. And a hit again. So Sword Girl's down to 3, which is not terrific. And all of these enemies are undamaged. Okay. Countdown phase. This goes back. I am going to need to explore, because the last thing I want to do is have spiders come out, although it would take 2. It would, yeah, I don't want that to happen. All right. It would have to happen twice. But I've got to keep the story moving. You know, I could just start running and have them come after us. I could do that. And just kind of push the story forward, because the stream has already been going for a little bit longer than they typically go. So here's what we're going to do. This is not what I would do in a normal situation. I would probably just try to deal with these enemies and go from there. But we're just going to go full Leroy Jenkins into the breach. Okay. So this is going to get ugly, folks. Let's just prepare. First thing we're going to do is we're going to have Halfling explore here. M. Here we go. Here we go. Actually, I can't do that. I can do this. Okay. Our last story card. There's a big puddle of green slime in this room, and floating in the center of it is a large red feather. Oh, this isn't the last story card, sorry. Is it? No. I don't think it is. Okay. We may not be able to finish this scenario, folks. Okay, there's a big puddle of green slime in this room, and floating in the center of it is a large red feather. It looks like one of the feathers that Big Tom uses to decorate his hats. It seems you're on the right track. You reach down to pick up the feather, but to your surprise, the puddle of slime suddenly comes to life, forms into a blob of green goo, and then shoots across the room, heading for a nearby grating on the floor. You make a grab at the feather, trying to snatch it before it disappears forever down the hole. The hero who revealed card M, even if they're not standing on it, rolls 1 red dice. If they roll a success, they grab the feather from the slime just before it disappears down the hole, take the lucky feather card from the special item deck. If they don't roll a success, then the blob of slime carries the feather down the hole and is lost forever. All right, so the halfling here is trying to get the lucky feather. They did not get it. Womp, 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 womp. Let me show you what the lucky feather is. Do I have it here handy? It might be in the box, actually. Oh, no, it's right here. The lucky feather was basically lets you re-roll any of your dice. And then you would have to discard it. Okay, so that is not the last one. The last one is here, yeah. Okay, so again, I don't know that we're going to be able to finish this, folks, but we're going to just keep going. It says you could skip to it. Do we want to do that? Dan, do we want to just skip to the last one? Let's make this, look, this is not this isn't the right way to do it. We would have had to wait another few cards. Let's make this card A. Here we go. We're going off just for the purposes of this. You see a huge green lump of oozing jelly in the middle of this room. It has 2 beady yellow eyes and a mouthful of wibbly-wobbly teeth. This must be Bob the Blob. In front of Bob the Blob is a big pile of hats. You recognize them as being the ones that were stolen from Big Tom's shop. Bob the Blob is picking up each one of the hats in turn, trying to put them on his head, but he's far too slimy, and each time he puts a hat on, it just slides off his head and drops onto the floor. Bob the Blob is getting more and more frustrated, and little bubbles of steam start popping out of the places you think his ears might be. Then, he suddenly looks up and sees you watching him. "These are my hats. Mine!" he shouts furiously, and slides towards you to attack. Put the Bob the Blob standee. Here we go. In the center of card A. Bob the Blob acts as a regular enemy, means he'll use his actions to attack, okay? Mini blobs, however, will try to take the stolen hats to the safety of the slime pit where the heroes can't get them. When spawning mini bobs, each one comes flying off of Bob the Blob in a high curve through the air. We'll count 4 floor squares going from Bob towards the shortest route towards the slime pit on card O, which is here. And there would have been more cards also in between. They'll activate during every enemy phase. They'll use both of their actions to move towards card O. If any of them reach here, that would end the game too. All right, so just to give you an idea of how the game goes. All right, so we need to defeat Bob the Blob, who has a health of 6, to win, right? And we would lose if one of our heroes gets defeated, or if any mini Bob gets to card O. All right, so basically we need to try to defeat Bob the Blob right here. All right, so the first, who is gone? Has anyone gone this? I don't think anyone went this turn. So, I think Halfling was the one who revealed. Halfling's got their catapult. They can attack from here. So I think they're going to do that. Halfling is going to attack from here. They're going to do their catapult. And again, this is, we're definitely doing things a little bit off, but that's okay, just so you get an idea. 1 damage to Bob the Blob. We're going to attack again with the catapult. 1 more damage. All right, so 2 of the 6 damage needed to be done. Next, we've got Wizard Woman with her wand. 1, 2, 3. Yes, okay. Wizard Woman is going to, I'd love to be able to get all of them to just, yeah, okay. Here's what we're going to do. Wizard Woman is next. Halfling went. Wizard Woman is going to use their, they can use the flail, all right, and they are determined. So for their first action, 2 red and a white. 1 damage, no longer determined. Second action is just 2 reds. 1 more damage. We've got Bob the Blob at 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we can do this, even though, again, we are not playing this exactly right. But I need all the help I can get. Let's see if RoboKettle with the Morning Star can do the last blow. 1, 2, 3. RoboKettle moved once. That was their first action. Now they're going to use their determined Morning Star, red and 2 whites. They need to do, what do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4. They need to do 2 damage. They did 2 damage! Woo! Beep, 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 beep. Bob the Blob is defeated. At least for the purposes of this fun little playthrough. You gather up all the stolen hats and head out of the dungeon. You stop off on the way out to give the cornflake packet back to the rock monster. Aw, that's sweet. Who's overjoyed that they will be able to wear it to their cousin's wedding after all. When you get back to Big Tom's Hat Emporium, Creaky Mike is very excited to see you. Oh, happy day, he squeaks. Now Big Tom will be able to make his top 10 best hats list after all. Well done, adventurers. You have won the quest. And there was also a little thing to read off if you were not successful in the quest. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, that, as you saw, was a truncated version. We didn't see everything. You didn't get to see the little mini bobs spawning off and rushing towards the slime pit, but you got a pretty good idea on how CoraQuest plays, kind of what the spirit of the game is about. A family weight dungeon crawler using art from kids around the world, and this very cool promo scenario that was part of the Dice Tower Kickstarter last year. And so if you backed this, you now can kind of see how this works out. And I'm assuming there are going to be eventually other ways to get a hold of this promo item as well. But for the time being, it is a Dice Tower exclusive promotional item. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, it was fun. Hopefully you enjoyed this edition of the DiLisio Factor. Thank you for everyone in the chat. Thank you for Dan for coming in and giving me all of that fantastic encouragement for this session. And we will catch you on the next DiLisio Factor. Until then, this is Mike DiLisio signing off from Dice Tower headquarters. Stay tuned later on today. Later on today is going to be a special edition of crowd surfing. All right. So you'll want to stick around for that later on today. A special edition of crowd surfing. Goodbye.